My husband, John, was divorced when his twins, a boy and a girl, were 10 years old. I didn't really come into their world until they were 15, and it became pretty apparent to me that Skylar, his daughter, was really needing to have a closer connection with her dad. John had a very close connection with Jake, and it just seemed that that was easy to attain through natural guy stuff, playing sports, hunting, golfing, coached his soccer team, and he was a good dad, and he saw his kids on a regular basis, but there wasn't really the vehicle naturally providing that connection for he and his teenage daughter. And John came from a family that didn't naturally demonstrate affection, so it was difficult for John to know how to one day realize, I need to create a better relationship with my daughter, but how do I go about that? How do I start showing more affection to this beautiful young woman that seemed like yesterday she was my little girl? And so I heard about the Father-Daughter Summit through the Free Market Foundation e-newsletter, and I forwarded that to John, and he acted on it immediately and invited Skylar to attend. And she accepted. Later, she admitted that she was not optimistic at all about spending time with her dad at some lame father-daughter summit, but the point is she did accept, and it ended up being a really powerful time in the life of her and her dad. The structure of the Father-Daughter Summit was the perfect environment for John and Skylar to come together, to make an effort, really, that seemed effortless because it's structured and organized. It provided time for them to talk to one another, write letters to one another, communicate. John was saddened because he realized how little he knew about his teenage daughter and what makes her tick, what she likes, what she doesn't like, what she's really facing every day as a young woman, and what inspires her, what motivates her, and also to find out how little she really knew about her dad or what her opinions were of what makes him tick. In her mind, his focus had always been on providing for their family, and maybe she felt like she wasn't as important as he was able to make her see through the course of that summit. He came home so energized, saddened on one hand because this was a rude awakening, but so energized to think that they had made a connection, that God had brought them together and created this environment for him to really have a breakthrough with his daughter. They decided that they were going to have routine one-to-one conversations, which was not often because of being twins. When they're all together, and they go do their guy things to get their one-to-one time together, but they were going to make it a point to create one-to-one time for John and Skylar to be able to increase their bond and grow their relationship in a healthy way. John, after the summit, said, I realize how short my time is with my daughter. She's going to be going off to college, and she's going to be going into adulthood, and if I can't cement a healthy bond today that will carry us a lifetime, I'm going to miss my chance. So the Father-Daughter Summit, it wasn't like John didn't know that he needed that before, but it really created the vehicle that gave them the tools needed to actually put this into place. And Skylar got the best gift of all because she got one-on-one time with her dad and learned really how special he thinks she is, how proud he is of her, how much he loves her, and how important she is to him, that he carved out that time and was really going to make an effort to let her know going forward how important she is in his life. The following day, after the Father-Daughter Summit, John called Skylar on his way to his soccer game. And he called her just to tell her that he loved her and that he enjoyed spending the weekend with her. And Skylar will forever cherish that weekend and that phone call. Her dad called just to talk to her, not to talk to her brother, not to talk to her mom, but just to talk to her. And that would end up being their very last conversation, because John passed away during that soccer game. He collapsed on the field with a heart attack, and he was gone instantly. And that weekend was a gift from God for Skylar that she will forever have, to know how her dad felt about her. Had they not gone to that summit, she might have questioned for her whole life that she was not as important to her dad as maybe her brother was, because they spent more time together. But I really feel that this was just such a blessing to both of them. I mean, John had commented how little time he had. Well, he had no idea that he was really out of time. And I'm really thankful for that opportunity.